Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Uma Amerika's Coffee Chat. My name is Jessica and I will be today's host of the theme, The Importance of African American Music in Celebrating the U.S. Black History Month, and with our guest speaker, Mr. Del Coney.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Not bad, not bad. I'm actually doing quite well.
Your first time in Uma Amerika here?
Yeah, well, my first time in Dili, but I've been here a couple times. Although, brand new background, it's nice, I like it.
Okay, so I'll explain a background about the theme for today. On the occasion of Black History Month, Uma Amerika invites guest speakers to share their views on this important month and why we honor the Black History Month. So this year, Uma Amerika would like to explore more on how the African American songs and music influence Black history and how the artists have narrated the African American experience through songs. So the first, I will ask you about yourself. Tell us a little about yourself and your background.
Okay. Well, as you said, my name is Del Coney. I am the Information Management Officer at U.S. Embassy in Dili. My background is in computer science and networking.
Okay, so what is Black History Month to you and why is it important? Also, what does it mean for you?
Black History Month in the U.S. is actually very important. It showcases the contributions of Black Americans in history and the world and the influences thereof. And on our topic today of music, it's almost paramount. It's one of those areas where the things that we have today, the hip hop, the R&B, the Drakes, the Eminems, and everybody else who's out there doing it wouldn't be there without the contributions of Black Americans and the music that we've created.
So what are some of the unique experiences of Black Americans in the United States?
Unique experiences of Black Americans in the United States. That's a tricky question because it varies. And I mean, I grew up in the South, but I moved around to a lot of places, West Coast, Texas, East Coast, here and there. And the experience of most Black Americans can't be really summarized. You can still experience prejudice and racism, but in a lot of areas you can still feel, free to express what you love and like with community to guide you and kind of to lend their hand. So it varies from place to place.
Interesting. So I'm gonna ask. So for Black Americans, African Americans, their freedom or what they want to do is they vary on states.
They vary from person to person. I would say, as a Black American, what I wanted to do growing up, because growing up in the South, I experienced a lot of racism, quite a lot actually, and my goal while I was growing up changed. It used to be I just want to be thought of as a regular person. But then I wanted to provide, as I got older and as I got a family, I wanted to provide safety and security for my family. I wanted to experience the world. I wanted to travel. So we want to be thought of as equal and as a contributing factor to the United States as a whole. Because to us, we feel that without us, a lot of things that everyone experiences today wouldn't be there.
Okay, so what's the influence of African American music in the United States?
Well, I like that question. The influence of African American music in the United States. Well, in most music theory, it can be traced back to the blues. Early 1800s, where blues music was sort of introduced in the South. That gave from old slave songs, ragtime bands, and what they call juke joints at the time. So blues music was born out of that. And in the South, Louisiana, Mississippi, I wish I could remember the names of some of the pioneers. It's on the tip of my tongue. And I was like, oh, so close. But that gave rise to jazz, which gave rise to R&B, rhythm and blues. That's what R&B stands for, rhythm and blues. Without the contributions of the blues, you wouldn't have, greats like B.B. King, and who pioneered so much of the latest sounds that led to jazz, R&B, hip hop, rock. Folks like a Billy Ray Vaughan, who played classic guitar, was influenced by the blues and jazz. Even afterwards, when things started to change in the late 70s, 1970s and 80s, jazz and R&B music gave rise to hip hop. Folks like Run DMC and Grandmaster Flash started to experiment with synthesizers and drum machines, and that gave rise to a whole new genre. But it all began with the blues.
So, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
most music genres are from African Americans.
I would say so.
From your point of view,
Mm-hmm.
like, so what do you know about this? Like, is it true that most music genres come from?
Well, I mean, music can be traced back, to the caveman days where they were beating on sticks. So I won't say music was invented by African Americans, but a lot of the music that people listen to today in the U.S. has been influenced by African Americans. Think of, the latest song that's out now, or think of all the YouTube guys who are doing hip hop and trying to, rap and be famous. This was started by African Americans. That in turn was also influenced by African Americans doing R&B. Aretha Franklin and Sarah Vaughan, who did vocals in clubs and theaters, when no one would let them sing before, they're like, wait a minute. Their music was so profound that it allowed them to make ways into society. Greats like Little Richard, who experimented with all different types of instruments. James Brown, with such unique sound, broke the mold on so many stereotypes of what music could be. So it's these people that allowed the culture to rise and bring music to where it is. And to me, music is life. I mean, wherever you go, whatever you do, it's always enhanced by music. Whether it's watching a movie, whether you're just sitting down to study or chilling, music gives way to peace or happiness. It changes moods. When you feel terrible, you can listen to a song. Everyone has that one song they can listen to. It automatically makes them feel better. When people are sad, they listen to sad music. That's why I was like, music is so important in society that without it, I believe, without music, society would crumble. Mm.
So, speaking of genre, so what's your favorite music genre, and also what's your favorite band or singer?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because I like so many different genres. Let's see. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of electronica, EDM music, but anything that's upbeat, that has a nice rhythm to it, I'm usually into it. Not necessarily like whiny country music, but some country music I actually like. But hip hop, of course, R&B. Favorite band, favorite performer. My my latest indulgence right now is J. Cole. J. Cole has always been one of my favorite artists. Kendrick Lamar, like M, although M's not black, but I like it. I like his music. I think he's lyrically really good. But J. Cole, JID, when it comes to hip hop. When it comes to R&B, of course, I mean, there's Drake. There's quite a few bands out there that I'll listen to. But to be honest, I like music more than I like lyrics. So that's why I listen to a lot of EDM, a lot of jazz and blues. Our Samplers is one of my favorite groups right now. Propeller Heads, love them. So if you've never heard Our Samplers, go listen to it. You'll love it.
Okay, so I heard you mention the electronica.
Electronica or EDM.
So what's the difference between those?
Electronica is usually any music that's produced with mostly, or I'll say artificial means, not necessarily instruments that's being played by a band, but scratches and beat machines and things of that sort. EDM is just the genre that's been, I would say, there's electronica, which is the large overhanging. EDM is part of that. It's electronic dance music. So it's specifically dance music that's electronic. Yeah.
So we're talking about music, right?
Mm.
So your biggest inspiration in the music industry?
Ooh, my biggest inspiration when it came to music was, for me growing up, it was hip hop bands and old school funk. Um, People like Bootsy Collins, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Commodores. This is what I would hear these records that my brother would play, and I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" And I would listen, and then I would go listen to the music my mother was playing, which is like the Ink Spots, and this even older. But I loved the music. But I'll go listen to the radio, I would never find it. I would find something else. I'll find Michael Jackson or uh, uh, Patti LaBelle, which is also fantastic. But my influences are from old school. Uh, yeah, Earth, Wind and Fire, Commodores, um, even going back so far as the Supremes that I would listen to because my mother was listening to it. So.
So your taste of music varies from.
Oh, it's all over the place. Like I said, I like everything from hip hop to classical to rock, metal. I mean, if it's music and it's upbeat, I'll give it a chance. Uh, there's only one type of music I'm really not into, which is whiny country music. And I say whiny country music because there's some country music I really like, but the my dog died and I am so sad. The clank. No, I can't. Just change channel. Just change it.
Or that kind of.
Yeah, once they start whining about, what they lost and who's cheating on who, and that I don't care for that. I like my music upbeat, positive, not necessarily positive, just upbeat, something you can dance to. But that's my general taste.
Yeah, interesting. So why is music important to you?
I guess I would say music is life. Um, Everything can, to me, and this is my personal opinion, is music mirrors what's going on in the world. Look at even the way music was born to give people a platform to tell their story or to express their feelings. For people who couldn't draw or walk out in public and tell someone how they were feeling, you can listen to a song and relate. There's been times where you're not feeling the greatest and you listen to the right song and it brings that emotion out of you. And after that, you actually feel better. Music dictates life in so many ways.
Okay, so our last question.
Okay.
What is your advice for someone talented but are afraid or shy to express their talent? Please give some words of encouragement.
Okay. Words of encouragement to those who have talent but are afraid to show it. Okay. Oh, fear is what stops people from blossoming, from discovering what could be there. It's that fear that when it's like, oh, what will they say, or what if I'm not good enough? Well, if they never try, you never know. And when it comes to talent, like, if you have talent and someone says you have talent, yeah, it's probably good enough to be out there. Give it a shot. Don't let fear dictate your future. Throw caution to the wind. Try it in front of your parents, your friends, your dog. Just try. As long as a person's trying, they won't fail.
Well, for most young Timorese people, they are afraid to show their talent or show what they got because Timorese are all about judgment, so that's why sometimes they're afraid. Yeah, sometimes they're afraid to go, show off their talent. That's why.
Well, I was like, if you have that fear, if it's really ingrained, try it in the mirror, or pretend you're in front of a group of other people. Matter of fact, you can even do it online without the video. No one can see you if you don't have the video on, but they can hear you. Say you want to learn to sing. Say you have an incredible voice, but you're shy, or you don't want to be judged. There's plenty of ways to get your voice out there. No one has to look at you while you're singing. I was like, personally, I have an incredible voice. I sing like a bird. That's not true. But in the shower, no one knows I'm singing. No one can hear me, but I think I sound fantastic. I wouldn't sing karaoke, though. I'm too scared. But I was in the choir. Doesn't make sense. So there's always something to do. If you're afraid, try doing it with a group. If everyone's singing along, they can't really pick you out unless they have a really good ear. Like, oh, that person's a tenor. That person's a soprano. Always, like I say, try it online. Don't cut on the video. Sing to your favorite song. See what people think. There's so many different ways to express yourself. If your talent is art or dancing, no one needs to know you did it. Just try. That's why I say try. Don't let the fear overtake you. Don't worry about the judgment. This is your life, your future. This is your talent. It's not for them to judge, to be honest.
So, we have to wrap up.
Okay.
So it's our last question. So for the youth people out there, please don't be afraid to express yourself because sometimes you could be anyone in the future, be a singer, a dancer. If you don't be afraid to express yourself. So that's it. Thank you, Mr. Dow.
It was a pleasure.
And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.